Locked and loaded, ready to go. Do a little ascent right here. We always run into each other. That's what I'm here to ride.
Oh, you're gonna do a demo?
Yeah.
How
How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, we'll do the high five. Anything I should know? Anything? You're way more informed about this stuff. You're like, where do I start?
Where do I start?
Peak top 3. Give me top 3 new features.
I'm going to show you how to. Oh shoot. Link system is number 1. I'd say the flexibility throughout the whole chassis, which is
Okay.
30% more, and that just gives you better. You can notice just that feel.
Okay.
It gives you better feel.
So it'll feel like kind of like more stable, somewhat. Because the old Ducks, they always had that little woo woo woo. Okay.
And on that note, here I'll show you the modes if you want to come around this side.
Yeah, definitely.
So you do have a mode button now instead of having to push a bunch of stuff.
Oh, that is nice. That is nice. I've never kind of like paid attention. I'm like, Ducati needs that, because honestly, it's always in one mode for me. But
You don't mess with it,
yeah, this is definitely nice.
So mode button here. You just cycle through race B, and then instead of having to go to a setup menu to change stuff and push 20 buttons,
Yeah.
you can go right to a setup, right from the main screen here. Which is
Dude, the new dash is one of my favorite things. I'm not gonna lie.
right.
It's because it's different. Everyone does a similar square, just slightly different shape. This is different, and I feel like you can display so much more info this way.
You can, and you can change what is showing as well.
Yeah.
Remember the
Customizable. It's always like that. These bikes are capable of so much, unless you're a pro, you know.
Right. Which I'm not.
Same here.
Right. Well, this bike makes it easier to be that. You don't no longer have to worry about using the rear brake on the track anymore because it does that for you.
Wait.
Oh, so wait, you didn't know about
No,
that?
so
I don't know if you ever used your rear brake to tighten
Yes.
the turns at all.
Yes.
So it's going to do that for you.
so I don't have to use it at all.
Correct. Well, at least. But you're at the track. You get on the brakes.
Yeah.
Go into the corner. You're just doing front, and then you're leaning in. It's going to be giving it rear brake to tighten up the corner and tighten up the chassis, right?
That's wild.
And your elbows down, your knees down.
Sure. Yeah. My helmet is down.
So you got no front brake on. You're starting to get on the gas. It's still going to do a certain amount of rear brake, and then per your lean angle as you start to come up, it's going to release it smoothly. So
That's
you know,
wild.
I'd rather go, this is objectively better than every other human on the planet.
Yes.
That's just driving the bike.
For sure. I mean,
Safer and faster.
yeah, we make mistakes. Machines usually don't.
No,
So,
who knows?
yeah. Okay. Because that's the thing. Because everyone is complaining about the way it looks, which I understand. But Ducati's saying that it's all about performance. So that's what I'm excited. Just from knowing this, I'm like, okay, this is wild. This is
And
like
there's
new
another-
tech.
and I think it looks the coolest of anything. I think
It's definitely different. It's not your typical, like the one I have right there.
yeah, I mean,
It definitely looks
not
more.
sure, but if you pull up a 2003 R1, it is exactly that same one.
Yeah, it's always that similar. This is definitely different. I'll be honest, I missed the single, but I get it for performance. You know what I mean? Yes, that made. I noticed that literally as I'm riding through here. I'm like, whoa! You remember the 2018 V4? They came with the silver frame.
Yep, and we knew it was gonna
So
change.
I think honestly, this is my bet. I think Ducati's. Hi, how are you doing?
Glad you made it.
Yes, made it. Can't wait to ride this. From just what I'm hearing, all the info, I'm like, I can't wait.
He's gonna have you do
Yes.
some stuff.
Yes. How are you doing? And my credit card, maybe? No.
That'll come later.
After the ride, after the demo. Pull it a little bit out of here, just so I can see it with a light. Just right here. Oh, this kickstand looks different. I like this shape. It's different. It's not your standard just square or whatever. That's cool. A little neat feature that I'm looking at. This definitely made a huge difference. Like he was saying, I think if they did black swing arm, it would have looked a lot cleaner. But I was saying before, the rest of the Ducati Newport Beach showed up, that I think this is what Ducati's doing. I think they're holding back because this is the first one of the new gen. So then the next year, they're going to tweak all those little things, and then the V4R is going to be something crazy, and the Super Leg is going to be even insane. Because I feel like that's what they did with the first, the 2018 V4s when those came out. That's kind of what they did. So I'm actually pretty excited to ride this. First ride. on the 2025 V4. It's not an S because I see that it doesn't have electronic suspension. But hey, it's kitted with a lot of carbon, which is pretty ballsy, I would say, because, you know, like, they're giving it for people that want to try it out to ride. So definitely ballsy to put carbon. As you guys see, someone barely scuffed it up, but it happens, you know. People riding a new bike, they want to test it out. Mistakes happen. We're going to be chill. We just want to see how she feels. We're not doing anything crazy. I'm assuming it's broken in. Can I check the miles? Yeah, the dash is crazy. I think that's, yeah, like I said, one of my favorite things. There's just a lot. Power, torque. And I like that he said you can customize pretty much everything. The rear ABS is off, so it will do stoppies, which we won't be doing. Yeah, the Ducati Performance. Brake duct, that's a really clean part too. Yeah, it has a lot of nice carbon on it. All right, let's warm her up. Locked and loaded, ready to go. Shout out again to Ducati Newport Beach for letting me know about this. I mean, I was told like way before, but you know, when it's here, they reach out, they're like, we got it. Come do a review or rideage, you know, see what you think about it, which I love riding new bikes, especially when this is my niche, you know what I mean? I was talking about in the last video where we took that 1002 and me, I was talking about how, you know, the Rush, the naked bikes, as much as I love them and they're such amazing bikes, it's just not directly the thing that excites me the most. Even though I might have, you know, like said, like, yeah, obviously I'm biased. I have a 2019 V4R, and I think that was my dream bike when it came out. No, it got dropped.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dropped on a demo.
I know. It's a new bike. I get it if someone was pushing hard on it or whatever. Yay, this is going to be a fun ride. I figured out a route. I'm actually really excited to ride this. I always say that the V4R is pretty much my favorite bike to ride besides my H2R, which is a little cheating comparing the H2R because, I don't know, I love the H2R and just everything about it. I'll pull my bike. I just push it to the side so it's kind of like not in the way of people. I don't want to park in the handicap spot, so I'll just put it in the no parking area. Yeah, I should have taken my Ducati, but I just felt like riding this. It's been a while since we went to the last meet, and plus, dude, that taillight with the carbon looks so much better with the carbon. When it was all red, it definitely looked a lot worse. The more carbon you add to this, the better it looks. I mean, that's how I felt about my V4R too. Like, you guys know, I did not like how much red there was on it. I think on this one it's a little bit even worse. That's why you should dress it up in carbon. But that taillight, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think it looks really cool.
The double arch is McDonald's.
He's saying it's the McDonald's sign. Oh, Brandon. Alright. First time sitting on it. It's definitely tall. Obviously, it's a Ducati. They usually sit a little bit taller. This is regular shifting. I'm not going to bother and ask them if we can switch it real quick. I'm pretty sure Ducati makes it easy. But, you know. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hops on the bike for 2 seconds. Wow, wow, wow. It's just, let me explain why I'm like, wow, wow, wow. It's smooth. Usually, like I've always said, my V4R, it's kind of like go, like, you know, when it's trying to go in low speeds. This is, it just rolled, like really easily, really smoothly, very chill. There we go. I'm a bit taller, so I need to raise these up, a little bit more out. We have full mirrors. Why don't you look at that? She feels good. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, Ducati. I will say though, it is definitely an option that if I think this is just insane with the way it rides and all, that maybe in the future we'll either get a base one and make it a track bike, or potentially wait for the next V4R, get that and make it a track bike, because that would be really sick. Obviously, I'm more leaning towards get the next V4R, depending on how it looks, how much it costs, all of the above. But, you know, it's also smart sometimes to get a not as expensive track bike for the track, because usually they get trashed. But for the sake of the channel and the collection, the new V4R, when that comes out, would be cool. Is that? Oh, that's a fuel temp, the temperature. I thought it was like a fuel gauge. It's like, no, Ducati didn't. I was just messing with the settings. It definitely pretty easy to mess around with settings wise. The seat is so wide. It feels so different from your typical Ducati. Oh my god, that quick shifter is butter. I just use it like for the first time willingly. So butter. Mr. Alex needs some gas, so we're here. I should have asked him what the tire pressure is at. It feels a little high for my liking, but it's all good. No biggie. The brakes feel solid. A little bit mushy up top, you know, just gotta get a little good feel for it. But then when they grab, they grab. How does she look on the road? Still in about it?
I don't really like it.
Yeah?
I was looking at it. I was looking at it when you're at the light,
Yeah.
and it's like this section here. It
Mhm.
seems so far. I don't know, like
The proportions aren't proportioning.
it's like kind of plain. It looks like just kind of there's just one
Yeah,
corner
yeah.
that's flat.
I agree that it's plain, and I agree that, like, you know, it doesn't look as aggressive as the last gens. But that's what I was saying. I think Ducati's holding back on purpose, because this is the first one of this gen.
Right.
It's kind of like the 2018 V4s.
Yeah, that's what they did with the other one.
Yep.
They started adding louvers to it and stuff.
Exactly. And then the further it goes, the nicer they're getting. Until the last gens of the V4s, I didn't like the new wings and all that. But besides that,
I'm not a fan of it. I don't hate
yeah,
it. But I'm just thinking comparison to the last one.
yeah.
The last one it could have been better.
Yeah.
The last one just
Aesthetically,
looked good.
yeah.
I thought the last one just looked really good.
I hear you guys. I'm digging the carbon. I'm not gonna lie. I think the carbon made it a lot better. When I saw it all red in pictures and all,
Good call.
I did not like it. It looked a lot worse.
Even looked more plain.
Yeah, yeah. It's just way too plain. And I think the wings, how forward they are. I like that they're integrated in the body, but how forward they are. When they were all red, just looked like a crab. But now that it's broken and it's like carbon instead, carbon and red, looks way, way better to me.
Things look a million times better in carbon.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I feel like everyone feels somewhat similar about like the looks. You know, you're used to knowing that Ducatis look absolutely the best, and everyone's always like the pinnacle of aesthetics is Ducati. And I feel like with this one, it kind of fell back a little bit when it comes to the aesthetics. But like I've said a million times, it's all about performance with this thing. So, you know, we'll put her to a little bit of a test and see how she does. I was like, this whole line is for Revzilla? It's not. And now we are back to regular shifting. So I gotta kind of be a little conscious about that. That's the word. Oh, the engine braking is a little bit much. I think because I got it reduced on my V4R. So that's something easily changed. Oh my god, I already feel it. Literally just hitting that little baby, not even a corner, just like a little turn. This thing is definitely more stable with this swing arm. 1,000,000%. Literally, that was nothing. I wasn't even like paying attention, and it just took it. Usually my Ducati would be like, you know, a little softer. And this just kind of hooked. Oh, the power is there. The Ducati power is still there. That's for sure. I should have looked more at the menus and the settings and all, just to get a better look and choose my perfect menu. Even though this doesn't look bad at all. You just, you know, mess around with it a little bit more. But hey, maybe we can do it again. Maybe I can bring my V4R and do a back-to-back ride or something like that. Or maybe like have someone else ride it so I can see it in third person, and then me ride my V4R and then me hop on it again. This is just my first ride reaction to it. Warm up those tires, but yeah, dude, like even with this, just this, I'm still like, oh, forgot. Yeah, there you go. Regular shifting. You gotta keep that in mind. That was a 5th gear pull. This thing rips. This is fully restricted with the even added restrictions because it's like the US market, as we talked about, 205 horsepower instead of, I believe, the honestly, I don't know. I don't really know. All I remember is that it makes a little bit more. I think that old Ducatis made like 212 maybe, and I think this makes 215 or something like that, or 214. So like a little bit more horsepower, but that's for the Euro spec, which is you guys. Well, some of you guys that are watching this video. But yeah, in the US, it just limited to 205, which is a quick, you know, exhaust tune fix. BT Moto are gonna get one, and they're gonna dress it up with all their, you know, tuning, exhaust, all that stuff. And they told me I'll be able to ride a fully unlocked one, hopefully soon. I think they're getting one in like a week or so. So that's gonna be also exciting. We'll probably do another video on one of those. I still don't know if they're getting a V4S or a regular V4, but it don't matter much. I don't really care too much for the suspension and all that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty nice having electronic suspension, but I'm mainly riding it to see like just overall feel of the bike. So far, the seat in the start, I was like, the seat is really hard, but how wide it is, it still makes it a lot better than the old ones. Yeah, out with the boys. So yeah, I feel like it definitely makes it better. Just the fact that, you know, like it's a wider seat. I feel comfortable. Like my entire butt is on the seat. It feels good. Like it's a really nice riding position, even for a taller guy like me. So yeah, I mean, I like it. Giving you guys some of my like first impressions of the ride before we mob a little bit on it. You know, nothing too crazy. On a closed track done by trained professionals. Do not attempt this at home. Let's try 6 gear pull, just a little bit. Oh yeah, this thing is solid. Nothing. No shakiness, nothing at all. It just planted to the floor. Man, I feel like by the end of this, when we hit a couple more like corners, especially at faster speeds or going into corners and all, by the end of this, I might, you know, be okay with having the double-sided swing arm. I might be, just because, you know, if it feels this good. Now, some might argue, including myself, back, you know, when I used to talk about Ducati, I kind of like that, how raw it was, you know. I mean, it's like you gotta tame it down. This feels like just tame, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying like it's slow by any means. It's a lot more controlled and just stable as the older gens. I already can feel that. It doesn't, like, you hit a bump, anything like that, you get no shakiness whatsoever. It's just solid, it's just planted. Power's there, 5th, 6th gear, so obviously in a second we're gonna go pretty low in gears and give her a proper pull. And at some point we gotta do a little top speed run. You know, I'm pretty sure it's gonna stop reading. It's gonna do the ... after the 185 mark. That's usually a Ducati thing. So we gotta find out, right? Bro, see, I rode like right here in the super leg, and I can already tell you guys that this feels so much better in this specific road than the super leg, just because I remember that, like, hitting all these bumps and all that, the super leg was kind of like dancing all over, which could be fun, you know, you gotta tame the beast. But this obviously will make you a better rider, especially if you're gonna be on the track. I literally went over that bump on purpose. I saw it and I was like, I'm just gonna maintain speed, and one-handed, nothing, not even like a little wiggle, just planted. I'm excited to see how they sound too eventually. Bruh. Man, I want to take this to the track. That'll be the true test for this thing, but we'll do what we can. Oh, the clutch release is a little late on here. I can't hear the bike, so usually I go by sound. But I was like, wait, am I in neutral? I almost thought I was in neutral for a sec. Yeah, a little too much play in the front brake, in my opinion. It doesn't grab as fast, but when it grabs, you feel it. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Ducati definitely knew what they were doing with this thing. There's traffic, so, you know, we don't want to do anything too crazy, but this thing can definitely hook, man. Oh my god, dude. I'm like, all these little things where I'm going over a bump and down under, and then it comes down slightly at an angle, and this thing is like not even struggling, chilling. Oh boy, what a machine, man. I want to push it a little bit more, man, but it's just so much traffic. This thing is capable for sure. It's fun. I think the best way I can describe it is that it feels easier to ride. Like, it makes you faster, kind of like the BMWs, which was always their power, is that those bikes just gave you like a little bit of an advantage just because they're just better, like easier to ride, pretty much. And then with this thing, it just mixes the two. You still feel that Ducati feel, the rumbleness, you know, the power. It's different than the BMWs, but at the same time, it's a lot more maintainable, if that makes sense. It's a lot less sketchy, I would say, especially for the newer riders. Like, if you're not used to your bike dancing around and stuff like that, then this definitely helps you get that confidence in the bike. The bike just gives you that little boost. I'm like, oh my god, this bike is like chilling at these speeds and these corners, so I can push it harder. Bro, there's like even the little stuff like this, you can feel it. Holy, like nothing. Everything feels so like smooth and natural. The brakes, that was barely anything, and it just no struggle. That's if I could give one word to this bike, it's effortless. It's very effortless, and it still feels like a Ducati, which I like. I was concerned about, like, hey, this doesn't look too much like a Ducati, so hopefully at least it still feels like one. And I think it does feel like a Ducati, just a more stable, refined, improved Ducati. You can definitely 100% feel it. There's no denying that. You guys know I love my V4R, and then, you know, I got one of my dream bikes of all time. But I gotta give credit when it's due, man. This bike rides really nice. Put it down here. I think I'm running low on battery, so we're gonna change cameras. Whoa, whoa, wee, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, woo.
You're definitely breaking it in because I smell hot plastic.
Yeah. I mean, I had 20 miles on it, so this is the most it's been ridden. All right, we'll swap. Yeah, we'll swap batteries and we'll go back. 100% battery. Thank you, Mr. Alex. Mr. Stickers. Let's get it, boys. I forgot that, you know, us chilling and all that might take a little bit more than 30 minutes. K-time, they don't know that though. So, like, we want to be respectful. We're going to be a tiny bit late, but, you know, we don't want to be too late. Oh, Ducati things. The kickstand is so far up. Let's get it, boys. Yeah, she feels really good. Just easy, chill to ride. You know, like how I tell you guys, sometimes you got to get used to the bike and all that, and get a feel for it. Obviously, it's the same if you're pushing really hard, and that's always the case. But this thing, like, I'm riding it, and it feels like home. Feels good, which a lot of the new bikes are doing that. Which, you know what, I want to say I like, because for the newer gen riders, it's a good thing that, you know, it's safer. Long story short, like, it's just safer. For me personally, I like when bikes have their own specific character. I think that makes it fun. Wow, wee, wah. You know what? It's a lot more tame. Power delivery too. Granted, right now it is somewhat restricted and all, but still, I would assume that this is would be a lot more aggressive. But yeah, it's really nice. Man, this thing on an open road where there isn't as much traffic, woo, would be a blast. We have the lean angle here, we have the miles right here. I have it on the power and the torque just because it's cool. The G-force is cool. Keep her on the lean angle maybe a little bit, just because it looks cool to see. Just the electronics on it just feels so smooth and refined. I'm enjoying this, man. It's been a blast to ride this thing. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to get off. If a bike makes you feel like that, where you don't want to get off, then you know it's a good bike. Like this thing, when with nice mods, aesthetic mods, like removing these mirrors, tinted bubble windscreen, some more carbon and all the goodies on it, especially an exhaust and a tune. Oh my god, I can't imagine how this would ride. So now I'm really excited to ride a fully done up one, which is hopefully, like I said, BT Motos when they get theirs and they put all the bells and whistles. Alright, we're gonna do a little ascent right here. Baby, God, this truly is a missile. Yeah, that's always been the problem with mirrors. They're just so shaky, you can barely see anything at speed. So easy, man, so effortless. Boys, so it turns out I get here and I'm like finishing the video and I like sign down and everything, and my storage actually surprisingly got full. I don't know how, because I only have like 2 videos on the camera right now, but yeah, 256 gigabytes and it's full. So whatever, we'll film the outro. I think it cut out somewhere on the toll road. You guys didn't miss too much, it just mobbed a little bit more. And I was just talking about how honestly Ducati did an amazing job. Maybe in the future when they release the V4R or the Super Leg, they're both options to, you know, add to the collection possibly, because as I said, the most important thing, I got off this bike and I was like, I enjoyed it, I had a fun time, and I want to ride it more. And that's with the bike, you know, sounding absolutely dead silent, since of course it doesn't have an exhaust, and with it being restricted. In my opinion, that's what matters the most, is that, like, you know, you get off the bike and you're like, you know what, this was a blast, I enjoyed my time and I want to ride a little bit more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please drop a like and subscribe. And maybe in the future, like I said, we'll do a video with BT Moto with their modified one, and maybe I'll bring it back here again, bring my V4R like I've talked about earlier in the video, and have someone else ride it to see it kind of on the road and all, if they have a different model or anything like that. But yeah, shout out again to Ducati Newport Beach for this opportunity. It was really nice riding the brand new 2025 Ducati V4, not an S, but V4. And yeah, if their base model was as enjoyable for me, someone that rides, you know, a lot of like exclusive top tier bikes, then I'm pretty sure the S and the R are going to be even way better. So yeah, that was a blast. Let me know what you guys think about it all over. But Ducati, you know, proved what they said. You know, this bike was built for performance, and I totally felt a difference. It grew on me just from this ride because it is enjoyable. Drop a like, subscribe, and catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Right,